Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're going to talk about something super important, how to take your English skills and turn them into a serious advantage for your career. We're talking about the communication skills that actually get you noticed, hired, and even promoted. So, let's just get right to it. Think about it. You've done the work, you've got the degree, but when you're up against a dozen other smart people, what's the real key to landing that great job? What's the secret sauce? Well, here's the thing. Your degree, that gets your foot in the door, for sure. But it's how you communicate that actually swings that door wide open. It's the one skill that really shows off everything else, your smarts, your professionalism, and your confidence. Okay, so let's start right at the beginning of your job search. Before you ever even walk into an interview, before you shake a single hand, your writing has already introduced you. This first part is all about making sure that first impression is a great one. Formal writing isn't just one thing. It's like having different tools for different jobs. You've got your letter of inquiry when you need to ask for info, and then you've got your letter of complaint, where you have to be clear and firm but still professional. Knowing when to use each one, that's a huge pro skill. This format right here, it's basically the universal handshake for any formal letter. When you follow these steps, you're sending a signal. You're saying, I'm professional, I pay attention to detail, and I get how this works. It's a super simple way to look good before they even read the first sentence. Okay, what about email? The rules here are just as critical, maybe even more so. That subject line, it determines if your email even gets opened. Using formal language keeps things professional. And proofreading, oh man, that is absolutely non-negotiable. It's literally the difference between looking careless and looking capable. And look, the structure is pretty similar to a formal letter, right? But it's streamlined for the digital world. Every single piece has a job to do, from that subject line that hooks them in to the signature that tells them how to get back to you. You've got to nail this stuff. Okay, success. Your awesome writing skills landed you the interview. Fantastic. Now what? Well, now you have to talk. So this next part is all about the grammar that's going to help you sound clear and confident when you're sitting in that interview chair. Let's get back to basics for a second. Tense. It's just about when something happens. So present tense. I study. Simple. It's what you're doing now or something that's always true for you. Now let's look back. I studied. The past tense. This is your bread and butter in an interview, right? It's how you talk about all your great experiences, your past projects, all the awesome stuff you've already accomplished. And of course, we've got to look to the future. I will study. This is for talking about your goals, your ambitions, what you're going to bring to the company. See how that works? Past, present, future. If you can handle these three, you can tell your entire professional story. All right, this one is a game changer. Active versus passive voice. Active voice is when you are the star of the show. I wrote the letter. It's direct, it's confident. This is what you want on your resume 99% of the time. Now, passive voice, a letter was written. See how the focus shifts off the person? It's more formal, a bit more distant. You might use it in a formal report to sound objective, but for showing what you can do, stick with active. Here's a neat little trick for conversations. Question tags. See this? You are a student, aren't you? It's a much softer, more polite way to confirm something than just asking a blunt question. It feels more like you're on the same page, building a connection. It's a fantastic little tool to use in an interview to make things feel more like a real conversation. Yes, you got the job. Awesome. But the communication work isn't over, not by a long shot. In fact, now it's even more important. So let's talk about the writing you'll be doing every single day to really crush it in your new role. Think about it this way. Every paragraph you write needs a mission, a purpose. Are you trying to paint a picture of something? That's descriptive. Are you trying to convince someone? That's argumentative. Just explaining something? Expository. Knowing your goal before you start writing makes everything so much more powerful. Okay, listen up, because this is maybe the most important tip of all. Before you hit send, before you print anything, this checklist is your absolute best friend. Proofreading is not optional. It's the final check that makes you look professional instead of careless. You're not just looking for typos. You're making sure your message is clear and credible. Please, whatever you do, do not skip this step. All right, let's bring it all home. In this last section, we're going to talk about putting that final polish on everything and how these skills fuel your career for the long haul. When you boil it all down, it comes to this one simple idea. Good English builds great careers. And that's not just a nice little saying. It's the absolute truth.
Being a great communicator isn't just some soft skill, it's the engine that's going to drive your entire career forward.
So, as we wrap up, I want you to think about this for a second. We've covered a lot today, but what's the one thing you're going to start working on right away? Are you going to become an email master? Get really good at using the active voice? Or just promise yourself you'll proofread everything twice? Which skill will you master first?